Hi guys, welcome back to the kitchen. Happy New Year to all you guys. I got a little special recipe I guess today. You guys are probably all sick of the Christmas chocolates and different things like that. And I'm having a visit today from my step-parents. So I thought I would make a beautiful blueberry cake and share the recipe with you guys. I guess the inspiration for this one comes from called lovefoodies.com. I found the recipe, I think it was last year, and it was such a beautiful recipe, full of blueberries, and it was really nice. So I kept it in my files, and yeah, so I thought today I would go ahead and show you how to make it. I have in my bowl already a half a cup of melted butter and a cup of sugar. I've never really seen melted butter for cakes before, but it makes a really nice difference, I think. It's easy to blend together. As you can see, I did the sugar and the butter already, so you wouldn't have to hear the mixer and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just going to get right on the recipe because they're on the way. They've left Bay Roberts already, so I better get on the go. And I'm just going to serve this, I think, with some nice custard or something. So we've got our half cup of melted butter, our cup of sugar in the bowl, and I whipped it up with the mixer for, I don't know, probably about 2 minutes or so just to cream it up. I could have left it a little longer, but again, I'm a little pressed for time today. So yeah, what I'm going to do next is whisk lightly 2 eggs, and they're going to be added into this. I'm actually going to try the mixer. I hope it's not too noisy for you guys, and it's just going to be for the minute, so we'll do this part. So, first time using the mixer, here we go. I'm trying to work really quickly, because normally what I would do is add eggs one at a time. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly get these in here. Make sure they're well incorporated. Now, I'm going to shut that off because I have no idea how loud that is on the video. So, elbow grease it is now. So yeah, you can see here, yeah, it's just nice. It's a nice creamy kind of texture with the eggs and the butter and the sugar. So now that we've got that done, we're actually going to add our flavorings. And as most of you know, I love Watkins flavorings. I did change her recipe just slightly. I added a half a teaspoon of almond as opposed to a quarter of a teaspoon. I really love the flavor of almond, and of course Watkins makes it really good. I don't sell Watkins, but Christy's mom does. I can certainly send you her way. So I'm going to add a half teaspoon of almond and a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. I'm just using Clubhouse. I ran out of my Watkins, but Clubhouse is the next best. I do have vanilla flavorings that I hate. They're kind of cheaply made, and I don't like the flavor. So if I can't get Watkins, Clubhouse it is. So, teaspoon and a half of that in the bowl. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas. I sure did. My house has been so busy. We painted an accent wall in the living room, and it's like a deep tangerine orange. And they say when you put orange in your house, it means you're going to get pretty social. Well, holy jumpins, my house has been pretty busy, I have to say, even living around Bay. So, that's creamed, and we're going to take then our flour. 2 cups of flour. We're going to add to that 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to also add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm using the magic baking powder. It's like magic, it works. I've tried other baking powders. They really don't compare to the taste. It's kind of bitter and I don't know. I always stick with what's tried and true, and this baking powder is tried and true to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna. I always stick with what you know. Put that in there. Now it says to mix this in a separate bowl. I don't think you need another bowl because you got a little bit of room in the measuring cup. So just be sure to kind of whisk it together so that the baking powder and stuff kind of gets incorporated and you don't have just a big lump of baking powder. Now, what we need to do is add this flour mixture to this alternately with 3/4 of a cup of milk. I ran out of fresh milk. Today I'm using what Nanny always did. Basically I'm taking carnation evaporated milk and I watered it down. Half water, half milk. It works every time. It makes great pancakes and different things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use today. I actually have a really old, it's like a carnation cookbook. I don't know if you guys can see, but I thought it was really interesting that in the back they still have all the old coupons and they don't have an expiry date. I thought it was pretty interesting. I think the book is probably from like late 70s, early 80s. Oh no, copyright 1988, so it's rather old. Anyway, maybe one day I'll make a recipe out of that. There's a bunch of nice recipes in there. So, on with our recipe. So, alternately with the flour, we're going to add the milk. And I'm going to try to do most of this by hand, just so it's nice on your little ears. I can't stand that when I'm trying to hear somebody in a video and the mixer's going and they're trying to shout like I just did earlier. Yeah. And just add little bit by little bit until it's kind of, you know, all incorporated in there. I love blueberries in the winter time. My freezer, I actually have 2 freezers downstairs. One is strictly for wild food and berries, like, you know, could be moose and fish and birds and squid. You don't know what's in my freezer. Yeah, and then I have another freezer where I have my regular, I guess, supermarket items. Yeah, and I kind of have to do that because I pick so many berries. I love picking berries. I love the health benefits that berries. They're huge antioxidants, which, you know, keeps me looking young. Yeah, blueberries are they're just a superfood. Any kind of purple food is really like a superfood. Beets and eggplant and different things like that. Really good for you. And now that the New Year's here, you know, it's a nice time to think about maybe a little diet change or a little exercise, a little stretch, a little walk. You know, you don't have to do everything. One little thing like, I don't know, give up eating after 7 or 8 o'clock at night can make some tremendous health benefits. So we should give it a go. Probably do this in just 2 more additions, and then you'll get to see my gorgeous blueberries. I'm so blessed. I can go, if I wanted, for example, it was the summertime, late summer, and I wanted pancakes, I can literally leave my step and go in my backyard and pick blueberries, and they're like all around me, everywhere I go. Like, so there's, where I live, there's lots of trails and different things, and there's all kinds of berries, whether it's blueberries or cranberries or partridge berries, blackberries. I mean, I'm very blessed where I live. I have to say, this is coming together really nicely. Nice and smooth. You don't want to over mix it, because when you over mix baking powder, it sometimes loses its ability to kind of, you know, make the cake rise nice and high. So we don't want to deactivate the baking powder. And I'm assuming me using my hand as opposed to the mixer kind of assists in that because you know, the mixer is whizzing away a lot stronger than I can. With the blueberries. Here's my 2.5 cups of blueberries. If you didn't want so many blueberries, I'm sure you could use 2 cups or 1/4 cup. But like I just love when I bite into or cut open a blueberry cake and that's all you see is blueberries. So I'm going with the full amount. Leave them frozen until you're ready to use them because what happens is when you freeze blueberries, any type of berry, it kind of breaks down the membranes and stuff. And what will happen is you'll kind of get like a runny blue batter. And I'm actually going to stop mixing this now because I'm going to kind of show you there. There you go. Yeah, you can see that my batter is starting to go a little tiny bit blue. And although it's pretty, I don't really want too much blue like that. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take my bundt pan. Always, always, always grease and flour. Today I'm just using some pan with flour. But yeah, make sure you put some flour on with it because it's a sin to have to go through the trouble of making such a gorgeous cake. You know, and then not have it, you know, work out for you or stick to the pan or whatever. Here we go. I'm trying not to make too much of a mess. It's quite warm in my kitchen today. If you see a little sweat on my brow, it's not from lifting the bowl. I've got a gorgeous shepherd's pie in the oven. There's some spoiled. And I think that's why a lot of people like coming to my house because I feed them. Yeah. I like to scrape the bowl really well. Waste not, want not. Sorry. Now, lay that aside. And I'm just going to slightly smooth that out. Scrape off my spoon, of course. I also hate that when I'm watching a cooking show and they leave a pile of stuff in the bowl or on the spoon. I'm like, get that off. So anyhow, here we go. This cake here is going to go in my oven at 370 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. When it comes out, I will absolutely take a slice because I'm going to eat it. And then we're just going to use some of this bird's custard powder. I'm going to keep it warm, and a nice slice with a little bit of that over top is going to be just gorgeous, and a nice change from all the chocolate. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I sure hope you guys have some blueberries that you can make this cake, and I hope you're having a beautiful day once again. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!